Hi everyone, I'm Dawn Kelly and I'm asking the questions because the questions won't ask themselves. I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest this morning. Her name's Roslyn Jane, an astrologer extraordinaire who's been practicing astrology for 30 years. Welcome, Roslyn.
Thank you, Dawn, and thank you for inviting me onto your program.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Now, the first question I'd like to ask you, Roslyn, is why do you love astrology?
It's been a curiosity since from childhood, and I've just wanted to know more. And when I learnt more, it's really like a blueprint from God, and it gives you guidance and strategies how to sort of move through life. And it's really a very useful tool to really understand what's going on, so we're not feeling like we're floundering around. It actually does give you some sort of guidance. And and I just love how it's like magic. It's when you see a transit or any kind of movement in a chart, you go, wow, that's just, like, it just corresponds with what's going on. So, yeah, that's it.
So, what do you think our audience need to know about the realm of astrology right now?
It's well, they've always, back in the 60s, they sang that song, Age of Aquarius, and we're pretty more much in there. We've got the computer technologies, groups, communities, and friendships, and just being revolutionaries, and rebellion, being rebels. So it's kind of like not part of the whole status quo. You really are breaking free from all those restraints, and very much that's what is happening right now. And Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, it's a very outer planet. Well, a couple of years ago they changed it just to a planetoid, but astrologers still use it very much. It's a very powerful planet of energy it has. And it's about transformation, and whenever it touches on anything, it's sort of like it breaks it down. You've got to move, from the old and go to the new. And it's in Aquarius now, so we're breaking through. We went through Capricorn just the last 14, 15 years, and it's been pretty full on, breaking down our society and showing a lot of cracks, which is what Pluto does. It really reveals a lot of the dirt, and not dirt, but this is the actual corruption, and the what's old needs to be moved along, and bringing in the new. So that's what we need. Yeah.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That's right. Yeah.
So is there anything else that audience needs to be aware of in the realm of astrology?
Okay. About the second week of February this year, we had three fairly major sort of like alignments. We've had Neptune and Saturn conjunct in Aries, which is pretty special. It's in 0 degrees, so that's a critical degree in cardinal.
Now, why is that critical?
Because cardinal's always about the beginnings, new beginnings, and it's actually where the equinoxes are on these 0 degrees.
Ooh.
Because every time you find, when it's 0 degrees, around Capricorn, Cancer, Libra and Aries, there's a change of season, and so that's why that's what's considered a critical degree. It's really so Aries also is the beginning of it's the first sign of the zodiac. So it's like it's bringing in a lot of new energy and a lot of vibrancy, young. it's quite dynamic, it's focused, and with Aries energy, it's like we're our own hero.
Oh.
Yeah, and but there can be that belligerence with it as well. You know, if you've ever observed a sheep, they basically I have, and watch their characteristics, and it's very much, you know, they butt heads.
Okay.
And that's what Aries does. They don't think about the consequences. They just, you know, just go ahead and just do it. Yeah. So, and that's been a new. It's been doing that all last year. You know, in and out. You know, going from Pisces into Aries. But now it's for sure in Aries, and it's when there's a significant transit of such, it really does sort of sets it up, the whole society, or how the cosmos. There's going to be some significant changes within globally.
And how do you see that looking? Like, how would you interpret that? What
Well,
kind of global changes?
Well, so far we've seen there's a war, you know, because that's very much, you know, Aries is, and it's ruled by Mars, the god of war, and there's been a lot of belligerence going on, and not thinking about the consequences, but it's actually making a lot of. I like to also talk about the positive side of things with the Aries energy, because it is about, you know, just being it's new, it's having that vibrancy, and being your own hero, you know, being your own leader within yourself, and leading. Yeah, so it's kind of like because it's very much turning into sort of like with that community feel that we've got. Pluto going through Aquarius, it's that's transformed our society into thinking more community, more grassroots. From, you know, instead of being the Capricorn, which is the top authority downwards, that's shifted majorly, and it's grassroots, and people are taking more control of their lives and their destiny. And I think that's where it would just started going into this transit, this particular, and this is how we are now, creating our own destiny.
So with regards to the extreme limitation on free speech, and things are becoming more and more intense at the moment, how long do you foresee, based on astrological patterning, this to go on for this to go on for?
Well, Pluto is it's a very slow-moving planet, so it's going to be in Aquarius for the next 18 years. So there's going to be a lot.
18 years?
I know, it's
sounds like
time.
a song. 18 years, you know.
Yeah. Well, we've already been we're halfway through the second year, so it's when it came into. Well, it was November last, I think it was 2024 or 20. It's really just, I may need to make a correction there. I don't, but it's basically when that energy was, when Pluto formally went into Aquarius. That's where it's all like, yes, it's a lot of changes, a lot of we can't stay where we were. You know, things are as we can see, and the powers to be are desperate to hang on to their power, and they are trying to do that top-down authority, and they really are losing their grip, because the light has been shined on all the corruption, and they can't hold on to power like they used to. They can't have that power over us. We're becoming very, with the advent of social media, it's really changed the whole dynamic. We're communicating with our own communities, and information is not just solely coming from one source. And
well, that sounded like one source when we said that together.
Yeah, we did. Jinx.
So, we're at one. We're one with each other.
Yeah.
So any advice for our audience, being the hero of their own story or their own journey based on the energy of Aries? Any advice for our audience moving through these times?
Don't be reactive. It's really important to observe whatever triggers you or makes you feel angry. Just observe it, and and see what's happening, because one of their tactics of the this hierarchy is it's a problem, reaction, and solution.
Yeah.
So we don't want to have a major reaction. We want to see it. It's kind of like you're just having to take a step back. And I think with that Neptune in Aries, it's about just trusting our gut feeling, and because Neptune's a very intuitive energy, and of course Saturn's about what you manifest, and they're both close together in Aries. So that's kind of like whatever you sort of visualize, this is the veil is very thin. You can actually really manifest what you want.
That's That's very, very hopeful.
Yeah.
As the hero of our own story.
Hero, yes.
Yeah.
And if you do have any visualizations, keep them really positive. And anything negative, anything that triggers you or makes you angry, you've got to nip it in the bud and just ask yourself, why is it making me feel angry?
So no fear porn.
No fear porn. That's exactly right, because
or any kind of porn, really. Anyway, sorry.
So it's.
Sorry.
We will show you some charts to give you a little bit of an insight of what I'm talking about, because you probably think, oh, what's this and what's that? It is a little bit mind-boggling. It's
I'll add them.
Yeah, and
I'll
it's,
add them. Sorry, you've got me laughing. Anyway, so we'll end that there. I'm just in closing, Ros, only because I'm disrupting my own interview. Sorry. Oh gosh. Anyway, in closing, if our audience would like to book a session with you, where would they find you?
you can find me on Instagram. It's at Roslyn's _ Astrology, and I have my Instagram page there. Or we go on Facebook. It's Roslyn's Astrology, and you can actually see I've got a little maroon emblem with a sun in the centre. So yeah, I don't have a picture of myself, but I'll try and get some pictures of myself so you can see you're on the right page. But it's a maroon.
This is a picture. You're a beautiful picture, I should
Thank
say.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dawn. And it's a pleasure, and I'd like to do some more stuff, with having the opportunity to sort of talk about astrology.
I love it. And thank you so much for coming on. So
Thank you.
I'm Dawn Kelly. I'm asking the questions because the questions won't ask themselves. See you later.